We both know that friend will says, no, it's on me, don't worry about it. Well, what if free is actually costing your freedom, your independence, your power, your peace of your mind? The truth is, nothing is really free in life. For example, the friend who picks you up, pays for that meal. If you do it again and again and again, at some point you will feel guilty, right? At least that's the feeling I had. The first time it felt nice, second time it was alright, and third time you start to wonder, do I need to pay? Because then you get the feeling you owe them something. And that's the worst feeling to have in life. Because when you owe someone something, you cannot get under it. You need to face it, you need to accept it. That's how easy it is. But that is why you need to learn why nothing is really free. Even though it says nothing is really free eventually. And as I said in the introduction, a friend will always pay it. Well, there can happen two things. He pays it and there will happen nothing. He just feels generous to you. The second thing is, he pays and he expects something. And that is what you need to watch out for, that expected part. He can ask favors, hang out on their terms, doing things you're accountable with. But the feeling they create in you is that you owe them something. So you will do it no matter what. You lose your freedom with it. All they did was invest a couple of hours maybe of their time that they paid. So now they're asking for a couple of hours from you. And that is very logically, right? Well, a favor can always come at the most unwanted moments. And when you suddenly say no, they are being seen as the ungrateful one. So, to give you a quick list of the prices you pay with this, you start feeling like you owe them, even when you do not. And that quiet pressure builds every time you accept without asking. This is what I had. I had eventually that they asked me, can you do something? And at some point I just said no. They're staring at me like, why do you say no? What is wrong with you? And I said, it's time you do something back for me. It's still with a colleague I have. She says no, but when I need to help her, she expects yes. Well, the least thing you need to do then is to say yes. A favor is thing you have in between. You do something for him, they get something in return. That's how it is. But it should not be taken advantage of you. Second thing, saying no feels harder each time. Because the depth that you create in your mind gets larger, 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 and larger. So it feels for you now that you owe them many, many amounts of money. So what they do is they use it psychologically onto you. That is the thing that they're doing. So you need to know is to quit at some point or just say, man, can I do something? Because now I'm not feeling comfortable with it. Can I pay at least? The first thing you need to do is to not let that debt get bigger, bigger, and bigger, and bigger. You go along with things just to avoid conflict. That's like saying yes, but deep down you do not want to it. Because you do not want to create any issues in your relationship with him or her. Your freedom turns into a quiet obligation. You're no longer choosing, you're just repaying your emotional debt. That is just what I said. Do not let it get bigger, bigger, and bigger, and bigger. And it comes straight to my next point. Now we have all those online gurus. And what they say, I have a completely free course. Just look at it, and then if it's nothing for you, fine. Nothing, no hard feelings. Well, that's the trap they're setting for you. Because what they want is just publication. So, you have a guru, me. Let's take me for example. So you have me, I've built a course how you can make sure this does not happen to you. It's just it's free, no hard feelings. If you do not want it, then you start watching. But because you have a deep desire for already the solution they're giving, you get sucked in. So if it is avoiding that you're in big emotional debt, and I present to you, this is my free course on how to avoid sinking into emotional debt, you're already sucked into it. That's the first manipulation they're doing. And then they're just telling a story around it, and suddenly your goal is exactly their goal. And then you start promoting it. And then only what they gain is public image. They have made from you a free employee. That is the totally harsh truth that is out there. And I do not say by that. Some are working and some are not. But that is 9 out of 10 times what is happening with it. Now, what you pay is your independence, your freedom, your free thinking. It is just you stop thinking for yourself. As I said, you're sucked into it, and now it's just they have that goal. I must follow it because if they chase after that goal, it means it's fresh, so I need to go after it because then I'm at the perfect moment. That's what everyone thinks. As for me, I like Imangati, but he is a proven person that it actually works. He shows the results that the students are making. Then it's something you can believe. But if you have just a Indian who has just posted it free course, yeah man, 9 out of 10 times you're just losing money at the end of it. As I said, their path becomes your goal. You feel like you're growing, but you're just following. That is just what I said. You think you're growing towards a next step, but eventually you're just following along. You're just walking behind the leader. Is this one thing true? At the end, if it fails, everyone behind it fails also. So just avoid walking like a brainless person behind it. And the last thing, you lose your original vision. You chase after goals that are meant for you, that you want to achieve. And only then should you take a course, because self-learning, information getting on topics you're interested in is one of the best things you can do. But you should do what you want to do. So if you want to follow that course because it is a solution to your problem, then it's the right thing. But if you just hop in a course because then you get an emotional trigger, then you need to cut it out. And the third one is a really, really dark one. Suddenly you get a gift. Let's imagine that. You get a gift from me, which is $100. You get a gift. Just out of nowhere. No correlation, no meaning, just no explanation why you need to give it. There is not a single thing you have done for me, but I give you $100. The last thing you can do is be ungrateful, right? You get a gift, you get someone's time, You got. But what is the dark part? You're wondering. Well, the dark part is very simple. They bring up in arguments after all I've done, and it is this and this and this and this and this, and they're just drilling into you, saying, "Man, when should you start repaying me?" And then they give a gift on top of that. And what that gift is just a scapegoat. And that is just simply not to worry. You will repay it at time. But just know that be grateful for this, because otherwise, there's the door. That is just dark manipulation behind it. And that is what they're trying to achieve. Of course, if it is a gift because you have worked for 50 years for the same company and they give you a reward for standing so long with them, that is a whole different thing. That is a whole different thing. But suddenly a gift with suddenly a gift which has no explanation why you deserve it, that is the moment you should turn it away. Because then they're only trying to achieve that manipulation. And that is then you feel guilty for making your own choices. And then you're just following their choices. They have just created another employee of you. There are already two things. They can create another employee of you. And you start people pleasing just to keep them happy because they give you something. And you feel like you owe them. You are just a people pleaser. You're just trying to make everyone happy because if they're happy then they won't go away. And you avoid conflict even though when you're right. It's just the same with my previous point. But again, it's great to mention it because that are the traps they're setting for you. Guilt replaces honesty in your relationship. Instead of honesty and true friendship, it's just the guilt that is holding you together. Because if there was no guilt, it was just gone. And that is what I had. I was the one who just made people happy just to keep them in my life. And I can tell from the bottom of my heart that was one of the worst decisions I could ever make. And the last thing, you live under someone's house or you stay at someone's place. And then you say, no, it's free, do not care about it. Maybe do the groceries sometimes, but no rent, no biddings, no nothing. Which sounds great. But when you get in an argument, what's the first thing they say? It's my house. You do not have to say anything. That is what you always get. My. It's better then to start paying for something because then you can say, I deliver something too. So I have something to say too because you're delivering something for them. And that is the thing that people do not understand with it. Because if you pay them, if you do something for them that they value, then they have no leverage over you. They have lost their leverage. So that's funny when I see, let's say, this is my room, stripped out, I've moved out, and I just want to help a student. It's better to say, you do not have to pay anything. Then they're thinking, alright, great deal. But then you have the leverage over them. Then you can say, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And then you can bring up that argument. But to avoid it, give them something that they value. Because then you can say, I have done this for you. And that means very much to you. So either you can shut up right now, or I won't do it. And then they do not have any leverage over you. And that is just to summarize it. Your life is no longer fully yours. Every choice feels judged or questioned. Who are you seeing? What time did you come home? Even over me, My parents aren't really that. That is just from pure honesty. If they say, "What time did you come home?" This time. Alright, or send just a text message so I know that is the moment you left. If anything happened in between, it was not there. Nowadays, they won't even question it. If I just say, I go hang out with friends, right? If I go supercharging my Tesla, no problem. Of course, they ask themselves, what is he doing? Then he said, what are you doing? Oh, I just went to supercharge my Tesla. Ah, that is what you were doing. I thought you were going to somewhere. That's just out of scarcity. There's a whole different thing in between. You shrink yourself just to keep the peace. That's just like I said, you're just a people pleaser then. And the last thing, you're not paying with money, but you're paying with your silence. And it's like they're the king and you're just another slave. And to summarize this whole video into a very quick sentence, nothing is truly free. Behind every favor, gift, or free advice, there's a hidden cost: your freedom, independence, or power. Just keep in mind, in life, nothing is free. And I hope this has helped you. I hope this means you something. And no, I do not expect anything from you. Only that this helped you. It's the only thing that I expect. That this is something that has helped you. And I hope to see you in my next video.